What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. We have a special guest in the building today, Mr. Noah Boulieu. He's a Jackson State football commit linebacker out of Texas. Noah, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Hey, it's good, man. It's good to hear from you. JSU is one of the hottest schools in the country, man. But before we get to your commitment and, going to go play for Coach Prime and all that stuff, let's talk about you, man. When did you start playing ball? Who kind of got you into football? Just tell me a little bit of backstory behind that.
I started playing ball around, I want to say 4. My dad really got into football because he played sports back then when he was a kid.
Okay. And so when did you know, at what age did you know, like, hey, I'm actually pretty good at this football thing?
I want to say about 6th, 7th grade. Because when I was little, I was just playing for fun. But in 6th, 7th grade, I actually realized I can be good and do something with it.
And so when you realized you were good, did you start, practicing harder? Did you start training harder? How was that transition about like getting serious about ball?
Yeah, I started training more and practicing harder. Yeah, like once I realized I can do something with the talent playing football, I started going harder.
I got you, man. I got you. Now you're out of Texas, and football's big in Texas. Talk to me about your high school. What's it like playing for your school? What's the season been like for you thus far?
I don't know, because of high school. Going to that school it's pretty different, from my past schools. It's going like it's fun, and it's playing for a team like that. It's more than a football team. It's like a big family, really. Playing with your brothers. It's really fun and stuff.
Now in high school, you when did you hit the varsity field? When did you start getting your groove in high school as far as playing and really realizing that you had some talent out there?
I went to Lancaster my sophomore year, but unfortunately I got hurt before the season started, so I didn't play
Okay.
until my junior year. And once I started playing, because I was on varsity my sophomore year, but I got hurt.
Mhm.
So once junior year came, I got my starting spot back at my linebacker, and I just jump started, kick started playing.
Now, linebacker's a tough position, man. You going out there, you fighting off blocks, you tackling strong running backs, you got to play coverage. What got you into playing the linebacker position? Kind of what led you to be at that position and not running back, receiver, or whatever?
Well, back then I played everything back then. I played quarterback, running back, DN, linebacker. I did everything back then. What made me stay at linebacker, only linebacker, was
Mm.
just because I was aggressive. I love hitting and stuff like that. I was like,
Okay,
so I stuck with it once I started playing.
I got you. So, talk to me about recruiting. When did you start getting recruited? Who were some of the schools involved? Like, how did that process? When did it start for you, and how was it during that whole time?
I got my first offer last year around no this year around January, like junior
Okay.
year. I got it like around January. First offer. It was Marshall University. It was pretty cool, to finally see that people are still people are finally seeing my talent and seeing how I can really play. It was pretty cool, pretty fun.
Now, up until that point, was it frustrating not getting any offers yet, or was it kind of like expected? Like, what was that whole recruiting process like for you?
No, not really. I stayed humble. I knew when my time was gonna come, it was gonna come. I had to put it in God's hands.
Absolutely, man. I love that, man. I love to hear that. And so, when did Jackson State come into play? Like, when did they start recruiting you? What was kind of like their spiel? How did they approach you? How did all that start?
They came around. I want to say towards like the end of the school year, probably around like March, April. They came in. They came by the facility. Coach, my head coach, Coach Paul, he called me down to come down to the facility. I walked in. It was Coach Hart, the linebacker coach from
Okay.
JSU. I met him. He's a cool dude. I love him. We have great chemistry. Yeah, and he talked to me. He told me that he watched my film. I think I'm a great person outside of football. He said he loved my film and he offered me. And ever since then, we just started connecting.
And so Coach Hart came, you met with Coach. Uh when did you finally decide, like, okay, JSU is the place I want to be? What was kind of like the ceiling deal to make you go ahead and decide that that's where you wanted to go and play ball at?
I want to say because before Jackson, I visited a lot of schools like Tulsa, UNT, TCU, and yeah, and LA Tech, Louisiana Tech. I visited a lot of schools.
Yeah.
They were good schools, you know, a good team. I love the coaches. They're all cool, respectful to me, my family. I love the coaches, but once I went to Jackson, it was just a different type of environment, like area, you know. Like they were all connected with each other. They treat each other as family, not like a teammate or a coach. It's family, and I'm really big on family because I have a lot of family. I was 7 siblings, you know. I'm a big family,
Mm,
so I really like I really big on family. And once I felt that family connection with Jackson and knew that they were right for me, I told Coach Hart that I would commit them.
absolutely, man. So what was the reaction from Coach Hart and the rest of the guys when you told Coach, like, hey, this is where I wanted to go? What was they talking about? Was they excited? What they say to you?
Yeah, they were excited. You know, they congratulated me. They said welcome to the family, all that stuff. They're really excited to know that I wanted to join their family at JSU.
Now, talk to me about your parents. When you told your parents, like, obviously you were getting recruited, you made those different visits. What was your parents' reaction when you told them that you wanted to go play for Coach Prime over there at JSU?
They were excited. You know, they're happy for me. They were glad that I made the decision on my own. They realized that I'm growing up as a mature man, and they were excited to realize that I made a decision on myself. That I want to go to Jackson State.
Absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Jackson State linebacker commit Noah Boulieu. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. So, what is Coach Hart? How has he kind of told you? Has he told you about how he wants to play you? How he sees you in the system? How do they plan on using you when you get to campus at Jackson State?
I mean, he told me a little bit, not too much. He just said
Okay.
that he wants me still be Michael linebacker, filling in for the person that's playing right now, the senior. He wants me to fill in the spot as my linebacker. That's all he really said. He didn't say too much into that.
I got you. I got you. And so, was playing time a factor? Like when you're being recruited nowadays, what are some? You talked about it being a family atmosphere, but what are some of the factors you as a high schooler looking at as far as football teams when you're being recruited and as far as making that decision to go to that school?
Um, he I'm not, when I tried to go to that school, like I know that it wasn't going like all the everything was gonna fall on my lap. I knew how I had to work for it, stuff like that, earn my spot in my playing time. So like stuff like that. That's everywhere these days. It's not
Hmm.
just that JSU was at every college and every high school. You can't just walk up there and expect everything to fall in your hand. You have to earn it. So I knew I had to work hard and earn a spot in the playing time.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, we know Jackson State, if you pay any attention to college football at all, it's one of the hottest college football teams in all the country. FCS, FBS, it doesn't matter. When you talk to your friends and family or whoever, and you tell them like, or they see that you're going to Jackson State, like, what is that reaction to you going to Jackson State? You spoke about your parents' reaction, but what is like the feel at school or some of the people, friends and family outside of your immediate family reaction to knowing that you're going to go play for Deion Sanders at Jackson State?
My friends are happy because because they all know Dion, because he's a Hall of Fame football player. He played for a lot of teams. He played baseball too as well. Like they all happy
Mm.
for me, knowing I'm going to play for a big time person, a big time coach. They're all happy for me. Up on us,
Uh,
that lady, all this stuff.
Absolutely, man. Now, coming out of Texas, did you know much about HBCUs before they started recruiting you? Like, what's your background, or was this something you kind of had to learn along the way?
I mean, I already knew stuff like that because I come from an HBCU family. My
Okay.
mom went to HBCU. My uncles, my grandma, everybody my family went to HBCUs. Brothers. So I'm pretty I normal to HBCUs. It runs in the family. All that stuff.
I got you, man. That's awesome to hear, man. That's awesome to hear. So you said you made the trip to Jackson State. What was that trip like for you when you were able to make it to campus?
It was cool. I flew. It was about an hour flight. Once I got there, I met one of the coaches. One of the two recruiting girls. They picked me up and brought me straight to the stadium. It was cool. It was cool.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Once again, we're talking to Noah Boulieu out of Texas. He's a Jackson State football commit. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Now, Noah, I want to ask you about football, man. When it comes to your current high school and your playing style, like how would you describe your game for the Jackson State fans that haven't gotten a chance to see you play yet?
I want to like to describe it as a little bit of Kenneth Murray. No, he came from OU, now playing for the Chargers. I
Yeah.
would say a little bit like that, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. What? So when you're on the field, are you a trash talker? Are you someone that kind of lets the game come to you? What is kind of like your game day mood and when you're out there on the field getting after those quarterbacks and running backs? Are you talking a lot of smack out there?
Not really. Like some games, yeah. If they start with my team, then yeah, I'll talk a little bit. But I'm not really a trash talker. I just, I just show what I got on the field, and I do.
I got you. So pregame, do you have a favorite pregame meal or something like that? Something you want to eat, put inside you? Are you one of those people that don't want to do too much before pregame and in a way like that?
Yeah, I don't want to do too much. Like, yeah, I eat, but not eat too much. I just eat. I don't eat too much.
I got you. So who are you listening to before you get out there? Give me one or two or maybe even three artists that you're listening to before you head out there on the field.
I listen a little bit of Lil Baby, Emmy Young Boy, and Lil Double O. A little bit of all of those.
Now, who was that last guy? What was his name?
Lil Double O.
Lil Double O. What's the song? You got to put me on, man. You put me on to something. Who's Lil Double O? Where's he from? Is he from where you from, or who's that?
He's a dude, rapper. He has a lot of good songs out there right now. Like one of my favorite songs, I'll probably say "We Meet the Walkers." One of those.
Meet the Walkers. Okay, I gotta get put on, man. I gotta put on. Everybody's favorite guy is NBA YoungBoy. What's the go-to YoungBoy song that you gotta hear before you hit the field?
One of the go-to, I would say for me, probably No Smoke. One of his old original songs, No Smoke.
Yeah, hey, that's what I like. The older YoungBoy too, man. I'm more of like the 38 Baby, and then AI YoungBoy 2 is my favorite though. I ain't gonna lie. AI YoungBoy 2 is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so I want to ask you about school too, man. When it comes to when you go to Jackson State, is there anything you're looking to major in? What is something that you might want to take up for as far as school wise?
When I go there, I want to major in pre-med.
Okay, pre-med.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do with that?
I want to because football is not forever, right? So,
absolutely.
Once I hang up the cleats eventually one day, if I do or not, I want to become a surgeon.
Okay, a surgeon. Is there any particular anything you want to particularly work on? You want to be a brain surgeon? What made you want to get into that?
I want to say my mother, because my mom she's in the medical field right now.
Okay, man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear. That means you hitting the books pretty hard. Are you? Your grades pretty tight, man? Because you got some nice grades to be a surgeon.
Yeah. My grades are good, straight A's and B's.
Hey, that's awesome to hear, man. That's awesome to hear. Well, Noah, man, I'll get you out on this for the Jackson State fans at home, man, that are going to be watching this. We have a few that come in and chap into the channel. What kind of person and player are they going to get on their team moving forward, and why is it? And just kind of explain to them why Coach Hart, Coach Prime, and those guys wanted you as a part of the class of 2023 recruiting class.
They're going to get a driven person who has energy every practice, every game, who's focused, who works hard, all of that into one person. They're going to get that. Outside of football, I'm really much of a chill person. I don't really do too much. I chill, stay to myself, all that. I don't really do too much. But football, I'm a different me. I'm the mean, driven, determined, all that hard-working person, all that on the field. And that's what you get at Jackson State.
Hey, that's awesome to hear. Once again, linebacker commit Noah Boulieu out of Texas. Noah, hey, good luck to you, man. We'll be following your journey all throughout the rest of your high school season and even at Jackson State, man. Appreciate it taking a few minutes out of your day. Once again, this is Noah Boulieu, Jackson State football commit. He's a part of the class of 2023. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Peace.